There were 3 families in the house that I grew up in. My grandparents came through Ellis Island, as did so many thousands of people did. They settled in the Bridgeport area. Thousands of ethnic Hungarians also made Bridgeport their home, especially after coming over in 1956. I was born in Bridgeport, and I was an only child. I would spend weeks with my grandparents, and weekends were with my father. He worked as a butcher, and I would stand and work next to him at the shop. I attended public schools in Connecticut and graduated in 1984 from Boston College, and then was off to New York City for a career in finance. After 9 years of working in New York City, I was recruited by a small firm called Greenwich Capital and came back to Connecticut. Both of my children actually were raised here in the state. At Greenwich Capital, we grew from really a handful of people to over 2,000, eventually being purchased by the Royal Bank of Scotland. After 16 years with Greenwich and the Royal Bank of Scotland, myself, along with several other partners, bought a controlling interest in CRT Capital, which had about 80 employees and was on the verge of going under. We recapitalized the firm, and now we employ close to 300 people, 225 of which actually are right here in Stamford. Finance and investments are a passion for me. Investing isn't simple, it's dynamic, and it's constantly evolving, constantly changing. And to be competitive, you must always be diligent, or you simply get left behind. Governor Rell appointed me to the Connecticut Development Authority, where I gained a firsthand experience and saw the important role the government can have in helping a business decide to make Connecticut their home. State government's so important to help businesses thrive by creating an environment where people can succeed in our state. The Treasurer is the Chief Investment Officer of the state. Leadership in the Treasurer's office is about performance and competency in finance, investing, and investments. Hundreds of thousands of state workers, teachers, police, all depend on performance and stability of the person making the decisions in that office. It's not about politics or partisanship or a social agenda. It's about reality for all of us as Connecticut taxpayers. Our pension system is horribly broken. Countless rankings place our Connecticut pension system the last in the country as far as solvency, with our liabilities being over $10,000 per person in the state. That's the worst in the country. I'm running for this office to fix the fundamental problems that have placed Connecticut as one of the most underfunded pension systems in the country. If we continue to let politics and politicians ignore these problems, it will be catastrophic. We can be like a Detroit, where pensioners are facing the very real possibility that they will get pennies on the dollar. But I refuse to let that happen to anyone here in Connecticut. I can stop it. I have the right experience for the job. The Treasurer is the chief banker of the state, and the people of the state who depend on their pensions don't deserve to have their money performing so poorly. We are Connecticut. We deserve better.